Hello everyone, welcome to Storytime, where I share all, especially the cringeworthy moments of my life. Like this week when I tried to steal someone's car. Yep, that happened. And you're not going to want to miss it. But before we dive into what led me to such desperate measures, a quick recap of what I'm drawing today. This week I focused on drawing in my Chibi style some characters from TV shows. Come along and let's get started. Alright, so my descent into the dark realms of thievery began one dark and stormy night. To be honest, I don't remember if it was stormy, but it was dark. I woke up in the middle of the night to someone in my room, standing over me, whispering, "Mom, I don't feel good." Recovering from my shock, I convinced myself that I needed to do what every mom has ever done and sleepily climbed out of bed and stumbled to the bathroom. Deep in the bathroom vaults, there is a drawer, and within that drawer, there is a case. And within that case, there is a magical wand of temperature. Holding my new wand aloft, I marched to my son's bedroom, where he had stumbled off to, having abandoned me in my thermometer quest. Usually my son is alert, talkative, and opinionated. He was none of these things, which gave me an eerie sense of foreboding. 30 seconds later, I stared in disbelief at the thermometer. It read 104 degrees Fahrenheit. I blinked and read it again. At that moment, I wasn't sure that someone could have a temperature that high and still be sensible. And, well, my son was sensible, if a bit subdued. So I did the only logical thing and shook the thermometer senseless, told it to straighten up and read right, and then took my son's temperature again. I must have scared some sense back into the thermometer, because this time it came up with 102.7 degrees Fahrenheit. That seemed more reasonable to me, but still broke my mom's heart a little. I always feel a bit mad and helpless whenever my son is sick. Please tell me I'm not the only one. But this time I did know what to do. I marched off to the Vault of Secrets. I seem to do, a lot of marching in this story. I purposely walked off to the Vault of Secrets, or, the medicine cabinet, and fetched my mystical magical healing potion, more commonly known as Tylenol. I'll be honest, I don't generally medicate if we can help it, but when a temp is 200 degrees or above, I generally cave, especially when it's my son and I'm supposed to be a hero mom and solve everything. So, magical healing potion in one hand and a glass of water in the other, I returned to my son and dosed him. He settled back down to sleep, confident that I had once again fixed everything. Aren't I amazing? Well, at that precise moment, my mommy power boost wore off, and suddenly very sleepy again, I drug myself back to bed. Mommy hero power boosts are awesome, but they can leave you with a light hangover-like effect the following day. You know, that feeling of walking through a fog? Well, that was me. I woke up surprisingly too early, but couldn't go back to sleep, and called on my mommy reserves to coax my son to eat something, keep him hydrated and manage his temperature. On top of that, he was developing a cough, and I very rationally started worrying that maybe he was going to end up in the hospital with pneumonia. I figured that it was only a matter of time before we all got ravingly sick with this life-threatening illness. The planner that I am, I checked my fridge. If we were all going to nearly die, it would be important to have life-sustaining foods around, right? I had another shock, and I checked our fridge again. It was empty. We were low on everything. Literally everything. Fog swirled brain and all, I knew I had to get to the store before I, too, succumbed. I sat down and scrawled out a list of important things like soup, juice, applesauce, cough drops, vitamin C, and several easy fix meals, so at least I could pretend like I was still cooking for my family. Then saying a tearful farewell to my son, now surrounded with blankets, warm throat-soothing tea, his favorite TV show, and 2 attentive poodles, I sallied forth into the world to go boldly where no one had gone before. No wait, that's not right. To do something. There was something I was supposed to do. Dagnabbit, you fog-addled brain! Well, eventually I did find myself at the grocery store, and managed to traipse the aisles on my all-important quest for sustenance. I didn't find the Holy Grail, but I did find the elixir of chicken noodle soup, and a potion of orange juice, and several other things equally advantageous to have during an illness crisis. With half my brain still worrying about my son at home and our impending doom, I checked myself out and headed out to my golden chariot in the parking lot, also known as a 2005 Toyota Sienna. Okay, a little backstory here. My key fobs button doesn't always work. This time I hit the button a couple times on the approach, and that should have worked. I pulled my cart up alongside the van, and before I could open the door, I noticed a large, flaking patch of rust near the rear wheel. Sighing inside, I wondered why my husband hadn't taken care of that yet. He usually is on top of those kinds of things. Why had he let it get so bad? I mean, clearly there was damage to the van. Way more than I remembered. Gosh, hadn't we just been talking about how blessed we were to have 2 reliable vehicles? And here he's letting this one rust away to nothing. I grabbed the van door handle and pulled. It didn't open. I slammed my thumb on my key fob again and heard a low-key beep. I hauled away on the handle again and the door still wouldn't budge. I did not need this today. I had a sick child at home. I looked up and saw a car seat sitting in the van. My son hasn't been in a car seat for several years. Why was there a car seat in my van? Who had put it there, and why did we need it? And then it dawned on me. I sheepishly looked around the parking lot. There was another gold minivan sitting across the way. I scuttled across the lot. This one, thankfully, was mine. It didn't have a big rust spot on it. It didn't have a car seat in it, and my key fob magically started working again. And that, friends, is how I tried to steal a car this week. Thank goodness that strange car was locked, or who knows where it might have ended up. Now, should I apologize to my husband for getting mad at him for not fixing rust issues on all the random golden vans that I cross paths with? Weigh in on the comments. Thanks for joining today. Please like and subscribe if you had a good time hanging out. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful week, and I'll chat with you next time.